Alright, Tears of the Kingdom. Now, I know I'm a bit late to the party here, but yeah, here are my first impressions of the game. I've been playing a decent amount of it recently, and yeah, Nintendo just doesn't miss, okay? They have been bringing out banger after banger, and I don't think anyone even had any doubt about this game. You know, we pretty much already knew that this was going to be another masterpiece, and it is. Nintendo once again delivered an amazing product here, and I honestly don't know how they keep doing it. You know, they must be working some kind of magic over there. But yeah, I honestly feel like a kid on Christmas right now, because Nintendo really manages to bring out some old feelings that I thought had long been lost. And at the day of release, even the delivery guy dropped down on his knees to present his masterpiece to me. That's just how good this game is, okay? It brings us all together, you know, it unites people, and we all play it at the same time, and we're all having a great time with it. The game is really reminding me why I fell in love with video games in the first place, and that's a very special achievement for sure. Now, apparently this game takes place around 2 to 3 years after Breath of the Wild, and a lot has changed. I'm not really going into too much detail in this video as to what has changed, because I don't want to give any spoilers for the game, but a lot has changed. Also, this game uses the same map as the previous game, and I've seen some people complain about that, but I'm gonna be honest here and say that I barely even noticed that, because everything just looks so different now. And yeah, I've seen some people say that this game is just like a DLC to the previous game, and I don't know what to tell you, man. I think you actually need to boot up this game and see for yourself. And I think that most people who are saying that right now haven't really played the game.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, I haven't played too much of the game yet, but for now it's already clear that this game is my game of the year so far. Now, you're probably wondering about how much has changed when it comes to the gameplay itself, and it pretty much plays like you're expecting. You know, this is a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, and it feels like you're playing as the same Link you were playing back then. You know, the controls feel the same, and a lot of the mechanics from the previous game are still present here, which I think is totally fine, you know, don't fix what isn't broken. So yeah, just don't expect a complete reimagining of the game. Also, the graphics look pretty much the same as they did back then, which might be an issue for some people, and I will definitely say that the Switch hardware is starting to feel more and more outdated. I mean, it already was outdated when it first came out, but right now it really feels like Nintendo needs to step up their game and release a new console already, because this game would have really benefited from that a lot. Just imagine playing this game with better quality and a higher frame rate. I mean, there probably are other ways to do that, but I've said enough. Yeah, I've said enough. Let's talk about some of the new abilities the game has to offer, because they're really cool. You got this ability that can fuse items to other items, for instance, meaning you get to attach a rock to your sword, for example, making it more powerful. Or you get to attach a flamethrower to your shield, so that means you now have a shield that shoots fire at enemies. You also get this really cool ability called Ascent. So whenever you go cave exploring, you can now just use that ability to pretty much dive back out of the cave through the ceiling. Yeah, and there's caves now. A lot of you probably already know about the building aspect of this game, but for the people who don't know, you can now build your own vehicles, and you can use a lot of objects to make your vehicle as crazy as possible. Now, I still have to unlock some stuff to really get the most of what I want to build, but I'm getting there. Just like the previous game, this is just like one big sandbox for you to approach in your own way, and it's nice to see everyone play the game with their own unique spin on it. I can't tell you that much about the story just yet, because I haven't really seen enough of it, but I plan to expand on what I have to say about the game with a full review once I'm ready for it. Other new stuff that's been added to the world is these big sky islands. And yeah, I think it's a pretty smart way of expanding upon the game. They also added a huge underground area, and the spin on these areas is that it's completely dark down there and you have to find your way around by lighting up the area. And on top of all the creative stuff you get to do, you also get a completely new story.
Conclusion: I love everything about it and I think all of the new stuff is great.